The second question I have is, how can a new coach get their first 10 clients?
I'll take this one. I think that pretty much piggybacking off what Claudio said, it really is sales and lead gen. So if you figure out what your system is for lead generation and do that consistently, the rest comes down to sales. And like Claudia was saying as well, like we really believe in ethical selling. You don't have to know these tactics to manipulate people. You just need to know if you're bringing in the right people, it really is just empowering them to make the right decision when you're really back in yourself as a service provider. So there are obviously different tactics and strategies with that as well. But yeah, it's not really manipulative. It's more so just how to empower people in those decisions. So really, it just comes down to the numbers behind that sort of stuff. So if we have a good lead gen system, we just need to know how many inputs we need to put in. So how many people we either need to reach out to, or how much we need to put behind ads to bring in a certain amount of leads. For a majority of us, particularly coaches, it's typically selling via sales calls. So knowing how many sales calls you need to book each month based on what like the average, if you're first starting out, the average conversion rate is probably going to be somewhere between like 15 and 25%, which doesn't seem overly high, but like that's realistic for getting started. So it's kind of, if you want to bring in your first 10 clients, you probably need to be able to do about 50 calls, which is great practice anyway. But
absolutely,
what are the inputs we need to do to get 50 calls so that you can close your 10 clients? And when we lay it out like that, the strategy seems rather simple. And then it's really just how to actually do a lot of that sort of stuff and figuring out a system that works for you.
I love it. I love it. So it's really a numbers game and figuring out your approach. So far it's been very methodical here. You need to understand how to talk to somebody, develop that rapport, make the sale, and that's great. Once you have that, then you can start making appointments, and you know that if you make 50 appointments, you're probably going to end up with a small percentage of some clients are going to sign up when you've done that. So it makes a whole lot of sense to me.